Thank you very much indeed, Charlie. That has finished. Leeds United 1, West Ham United 2. And if I left it there, you'd have none of the story at all. That was a real Premier League game, it has to be said. A game of two halves, if you like. We're dealing with a team in Leeds who I thought were excellent today. Oh, an excellent Leeds team. But we'll get into it in chronological order in just a second. But the resilience in this West Ham team is something to behold. It really is. I'm looking at your comments there. I'm seeing David Moyes effect and Antonio and all of these wonderful comments there. But this really was something really quite amazing. There's something very, very special happening at West Ham at the moment, and we are never out of a game. And the longer that game went on, I actually wrote down in my notes, there's only one winner. There was only one winner. That being said, it looked like it was going out to be a draw. It may well have been a draw at the end. But if any team was going to win, it was going to be West Ham. We were all over them. We were the better team in the second half. But let's start in the first half. In the first half, that Leeds were very, very much the better team. I feel I must give Leeds a lot of credit here. Actually, to start with, they're a really good team. They're going to cause, particularly at Elland Road, they're going to cause a lot of teams a lot of problems because in the first half they were sharper, fitter, and faster. Not at the very start of the game. I thought we started the game really, really well. But the thing I see about Leeds is I'm going to big up Leeds a bit here because it's a massive feather in West Ham's cap to do so. Because I mean what I say. That team are going to turn over a lot of teams this season. I think it's taken them a little while to get into their stride. I think the Leeds team, but I think they're going to start to play relatively well. But for West Ham to beat them away, and that's the third time we've beaten them now, by the way, third time in a row. The test was always going to be when they had the fans in, and the fans did make a difference from today. The fans made such a difference. The fans convinced the referee to give a yellow card when he'd already looked at something on the monitor. I mean, we'll deal with that in a minute. I think it sets quite a dangerous precedent there. But I thought Leeds started well. I thought they were handling Antonio robustly. That being said, we were managing to break through. Antonio himself had dragged a shot wide. Benrahma had started so well. Looked like the most dangerous player. Actually, no, that's not. No, he looked like one of the most dangerous players on the pitch because I thought Rafinha for Leeds was absolutely sensational. It was a really good advert for the Premier League. It was an open football match. It was end to end stuff. I thought Leeds were defending really well. As we started to attack well, but I thought they handled Antonio as well as anybody, and particularly when they had a young imposter, Cresswell. I didn't realise he was only 18. I mean, what a magnificent performance he has there. But every time, basically, Leeds made it dangerous for us to attack. Every time we attacked, they'd be on us really quickly. Quick football. Let me tell you about Leeds. I thought Leeds looked sharper, and I thought they looked quicker, and I thought they looked more energetic. And at one point, I thought they looked fitter. However, we seem to have this. It's almost like the hare and the tortoise. It's like a sprinter and a long distance runner because somehow towards the end, I don't know if they ran themselves out or something. We looked fitter. We seem to have this stamina in the team. I don't know if we're running different drills or just coaching our players for longer fitness, if that makes any difference. I really don't know. But bearing in mind we've got a European campaign at the moment, bearing in mind what happened against Manchester United, bearing in mind Jared Bowen is just, what's going on with that guy, by the way? He can't stop running. He just doesn't seem to get tired. It was actually amazing that come the end of the game, we were just the better and the fitter and the sharper team. It was absolutely amazing. But they had their chances. Benrahma had to make an interception. Benrahma made a save in our own box. It wasn't the only one he was going to do. Wow, I was impressed with him today, by the way. Fabianski had to make a world-class save. We were under the cosh. I thought we were good for the first 10, 15 minutes. Then I thought the rest of the half, apart from the very end when Fornals could and should have scored, it was all Leeds. It really was. That being said, I felt we gifted them. They're gone. Zuma appears to have a little bit of license to go forward, make up an extra man in midfield, that sort of thing. That's what he was doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it tactically because there's someone at the back filling as an additional defender. That man filling in at the back at this particular time was Thomas Souček, right? Not a problem. We even got the ball. We had the ball. Unfortunately, he passed it straight to didn't try and pass it to the Leeds player, but he mucked up his pass. It was completely underpowered, the pass. Basically gave it to Leeds. Basically ended up with a ball in the back of the net. Rafinha scored, who was a constant menace throughout, by the way, up until the point where he wasn't, when he had to come off. Great player he is, by the way. We tried to cut it out. Rice tried his best. Everybody tried their best, but there was no stopping it. Look, it was an individual error, just like with Fabianski in the last game, we had an individual error there. It was another one today. Fortunately, it wasn't going to be costly, but like a number of players, I thought Souček was looking tired at that point. Souček didn't look like he'd had a rest during the week. No, not at all. We were giving the ball away a little bit more than we should have done, and we were just Leeds were so dangerous on the counter attacks. They went 1-0 up. I'm just Rafinha hit the post as well. So I'm just reading from my notes here. I've written down Leeds looked fitter. They looked faster. I thought they were outstanding. Actually, I've got to say. And it's going to be a sucker punch for Leeds to lose that game. But whilst Leeds might have been, this is what I often say about football. I often say strength is a dirty word. I often say resilience is a dirty word. They're generally traits that you would attribute to grittier, nastier teams. Now, West Ham can play football. We can play lovely, lovely football. But for all Leeds' skill, for all Leeds' quick interchange and a passing, for all their wonderful flair, they don't have resilience that West Ham have. They don't have the strength that West Ham have, and they don't have the will to win that West Ham have. We seem to have something about us, and this is a tangible thing. This is what I'm saying. It ain't all about tricks and flicks and passes. Actually, there's something about having a winner's mentality, and I'll keep saying it. We laughed at Moyes. He said, "I win games," but he really is instilling something in us. I believed at the end of that. Sorry, I know it's not really a match review as such. I really believed the longer it went on in that second half, but it's just us. It can only be us. It wasn't whether Leeds were going to win. It was just whether West Ham were going to win or Leeds were going to see it out for the draw. They were knackered. They were out on their arse, quite frankly. Their keeper had gone mad, really. Let's be fair. And I think certainly the incident I'll talk about in a minute really unsettled Leeds, unsettled the team, and unsettled the fans, because something really quite bizarre happened in that game. I knew at the end of the half, by the way, Harrow Fornells was 1-on-1, mucked it up completely, mucked it up. Should have slipped it either side of the goalkeeper, managed to shot at the goalkeeper. The commentator said he had a little bit too much time to think. I'd sort of go along with that, really. I think maybe he did. But I think had we scored and gone in at half time at 1-1, it may well have papered over the cracks and masked what we were doing wrong and what we were going to have to do to combat what Leeds were doing right. So I actually wrote down here, Moyes will surely have to do something. Excuse me. I just smashed my nose. Sorry, I'm talking at 1,000 miles an hour here. Moyes will have to do something at half time. Do something. I guess he did. I reckon he just gave him a rollicking, quite frankly. We were faster on it. We were contesting the balls. We seemed more resilient to their press. So in the first half, Leeds were able to press and counter us really quite well. We seemed to handle their press a lot better. And it's so the only reason I wanted to praise Moyes, praise Leeds at the start, because I did think they played a magnificent part in this game. And it's going to sound like I just slagged them off but you've got to be proportionate here, because I think it got to a point where it was men against boys, and when it got to the second half, and they looked like a naive team who are not long out of the championship, if you like. We looked like the team with seasoned internationals. We scored a goal, or we thought we'd scored a goal. Souček had come out like a man possessed. I thought he was awful in the first. I thought a few of our players were awful in the first half, actually. It wasn't just Leeds playing well. I thought we'd played badly at points, but in that middle section of the first half, certainly. Okay, so a weird thing happens. The ball comes over. Mikel Antonio contests the ball with a goalkeeper. Now, his arm's up, all right? bang, he's hit the goal. Not like that. Not like that, although you would have thought he'd done that if you'd have listened to the way Leeds fans reacted. But sort of, he tried to get leverage. He went there. He hit the goalkeeper in the face. He absolutely did with his arm, right? Um, as the keeper couldn't catch it, the ball fell down. Souček put the ball in the back of the net. The goal was disallowed. It was rightly disallowed. It was a foul. But it wasn't disallowed immediately. The referee had to go and look at the screen. So the referee walked to the side of the pitch. The referee looked at the screen, looked at the incident, and then disallowed the goal. There was no indication. Well, in fact, this thing took about 2 minutes, the whole thing. He hadn't given Antonio a card. He just pointed to whistle. He pointed back for it to basically be a foul and for the goalkeeper to take a free kick. That was that. Then I guess this is just what happens now. There's a delayed thing. The incident was shown on the screen. The incident was shown on the screen. The Leeds fans reacted to Antonio challenging for the ball with his arm up, and they all made a hell of a noise. I mean, as you'd expect, stuff like that. Not so much for the Pirates bits. And when the referee heard the Leeds reaction to the big screen, he then booked Antonio. Dangerous precedent. Worked well for Leeds in that instance. They may not like it when it goes against them, I've got to say. If that's what's happening, then because I thought he refereed well, Kevin Friends there, but I was a little bit worried at that point. I thought, the crowd had got to him. Not surprised. I really thought that the Elland Road factor was gonna play out in some way, shape, or form for Leeds this season. I think we saw it there. I'm sorry, I've just got to pop this up there because otherwise I'm going to forget about it. Not that one. Sorry, beg you. Sorry, Major. How did Phillips get no yellows? Okay, again, there was a bit in the second half where Phillips fouled Benrahma. Not only did foul Benrahma, he grabbed his leg, he literally grabbed his ankle and pulled it back. And Benrahma fell flat on his face. The referee gave the foul against Benrahma. I'm not making that up. Go and look. He grabbed his ankle, he pulled it back, he fell flat on his face. I don't know. Listen, I whether Leeds got cards and get cards, I don't mind that. That's what happens in the ebb and flow of the game. What I do find is it sets a really bad precedence. And I'm glad we've won because it doesn't sound like sour grapes now. He watched it on the monitor, decided not to give the card, just gave the foul. The crowd watched it, oohs and ahs, as the crowd watched it on the pitch. And a crowd was screaming at the referee, who, when he was watching it, was quite near the goal and quite near the crowd. The crowd was screaming at him to send Antonio off. Obviously felt he had to do something. It's going to be intimidating. I get it. I really do. So he gave Antonio a card. I'd like to hear that explained more. Doesn't matter. We won the game. Anyway, so the goal was disallowed. We were so much better though. It was all West Ham. Like Leeds didn't have an attack or two. They did have a couple of attacks. I've not seen the stats yet, but I'd be interested to see them actually, to see who see who scored and not who scored, who had shots on target, off target. I mean, there were a lot of shots off target today. Wasn't the best exhibition from either team of clinical finishing. Well, I say that because there was going to be a finish later on in the game, which I'll get round to in a second. We did score. No, we did score. Not the disallowed goal, but we'd become a threat from set pieces at this point as well. And we seemed to got to grips with, in the first half, us having a corner was almost... It's almost dangerous for us. You almost thought if we get a corner, Leeds are going to score. That's how quickly they would transition and counter-attack. So anyway, so we did score, and it was Bowen. I think possibly Soufal demanded a very quick and early ball. It was very bright. Got the ball from, I think it was Soufal. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Then he turned and drove into the box. You didn't see the game. You know the position Bowen has taken up wide. He then drove into the box, and not in a car or anything. He ran into the box. And then he had a shot. It got a double deflection. I think possibly it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't going in. Maybe it was going in. Who knows? Let's just say it wasn't. Got a double deflection. It went in the goal. Leeds will feel hard done by that. But we were. It was all West Ham at that point. We just carried on attacking. And let's be fair. We had the ball in the net 3 or 4 times. I don't know. We had the ball in the net plenty today. Anyway, that was it. It seemed to suck the life out of Leeds, though. And this is what I mean about resilience. I very much looked after that game when it was 1-1. You felt Leeds were saying, "Hold on, we don't deserve this. We've played scintillating football. We've played great football," and it just seemed to drain. Whereas we go behind, or we get an unfortunate ebb and flow of the game, and West Ham's got such spirit. We just go again. We get better, we get faster, we get stronger. I just found it really weird. I thought Leeds were so sharp, so fast, so good in that first half, and we looked like the knackered team that have been playing 2 games a week, basically. I know Leeds have played in the week, but you know what I mean, with the European games as well. We just kept on getting fitter and fitter and fitter. I don't know what he'd been. I don't know what he'd spiked them with the old Barocca or something at half time. David Moyes had a go at them, smacked their bums, and I just thought it was really, really good. Um, we won a free kick, some weird routine between Benrahma and Cresswell. No, you take it, I'll take it, you take it, I take it, I'll put the ball down. No, you put the ball down. Let me move the ball, you move the ball. It was honestly, it was so contrived that actually I thought it was completely distracted whoever it is, Benrahma in this case, but whether it had been Benrahma or Cresswell, you almost thought, actually, you're just better off not doing this crap and actually just trying to concentrating on the free kick and taking an accurate free kick. Anyway, anyway, doesn't matter. Because I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because West Ham went on to win the game. Fornells was brought off for Vlasic, who came on, obviously. Fornells just doesn't stop running, so I wasn't surprised at all. What did surprise me was Bowen stayed on for as long as he did. Bowen got substituted very, very late for Dawson, but that was only after the goal had been scored, which I'm just about to describe now. I'm looking forward to describing this goal. All I can say is when they scored this goal, as I was sort of on the sofa, I'd kick my shoes off, I'd kick my trainers off. My trainers were next to me. For some reason, I picked up my trainer and threw it down the hall in celebration. Not in anger. The dog's legged it. My daughter's jumped up. Oh, what's going on? Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Declan Rice, who hadn't enjoyed a great game, particularly in the first half, like many others, drove forward as he does, and then curled and bent in a wonderful pass into the middle for Antonio. But Antonio had to knock it past the defender. Knocked it past the defender and then ran onto it. But it was a really, really clever nudge past him. Just such awareness to read it. Nudged it past him and then sort of side-footed it in a goal. If I pause now, if I hesitate, it's because it was absolute class. It was just an absolute class bit of forward play. I think that's 6 goals for him this season now. And it's yes, Andy, I did throw my trainer down the hallway. What a wonderful finish it was. It was very near the end of the game. Maybe it was 5 or 6 minutes to hang on. And it was just all going to be West Ham. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, really, really good. What can I say? But just brilliant. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm going to pull this up next. I've just seen that. Souček scored, made a world-class header, only saved by a world-class saver, and more kilometres than 2 Leeds players combined. Kept offering himself into the box 2-0 passes. How's that, Paul? Mate, it's the second week running, mate. Listen. Fine. Do you know what? Souček was 10 out of 10. Every game, 10 out of 10. It's getting a little bit silly, mate. It's getting a little bit silly. Let me tell you about Souček. Souček had a terrible first half. He was awful. He gave the ball away for their goal. The second half, he was, I don't know if he gave him a rollicking or what happened. I think David Moyes probably gave a lot of them a rollicking. He came out. Souček in that second half looked like Souček from last season. He was contesting the ball in the air. He was absolutely magnificent. But if what we've got to do is this happens with Benrahma as well, I'm afraid. If what we've got to do is pretend he's exceptional for every second of the game, then you're in the wrong place, my friend. You're in the wrong place. A lot of that team were crap in the first half. We hadn't picked up the pace of the game at all. But I tell you what, let's talk about Benrahma. Benrahma, and he is going to be my man of the match, by the way. Wow. I mean, 2 massive interceptions. massive interceptions. I had to double check. Honestly, I thought I know he's 22. I know he's got number 22 on the back of his shirt. Um, but I had to double check. Who is that making a sliding interception to score a Leeds goal, to deny a Leeds goal? It can't be Ben Rama because Ben Rama was the one in the attack. He sprinted back faster and further than anyone else. He did it a second time. I possibly he was covering for Sue Fowl. I thought today that was the point when Ben Rama probably rubber stamped in David Moyes' mind. Okay, I've got the skillful player here, and I've got the guy who's going to work hard for the team. Somebody who's completely bought in to this work ethic that we've got. But it wasn't all about sliding tackles, and it wasn't all about just running and all the rest of it. Actually, you saw the tenacity that Ben Rama displayed with the Calvin Phillips. I felt Calvin Phillips had to foul him 3 times. He wasn't diving, he was trying to keep going. In the end, he kept his balance so much, the only thing that was left for Calvin Phillips to do was to grab his leg and pull him back. Brilliant player, by the way, Phillips. Really, really, really good player. But the skill, if he'd have scored that goal, right, where he cut in from the right, and again, Phillips is trying to foul him. They're all trying to foul him. Cuts in, dribbles past about 3 players. He likes to try and shape it round, doesn't he? To sort of curl it in the top corner. If he'd have scored that goal, that would have been replayed a few times. I can tell you that much. That there was something very special about his performance. As I say, I will give him my man of the match today, and I'll tell you why. Because I thought he was probably the one player that was outstanding in both halves. Actually, probably, I was going to say for West Ham, probably for both teams. I thought there's a lot of players had a dip for West Ham in the first half, and I thought obviously there've been a lot of players for Leeds who had a dip in the second half. Look, I mean, it's going to be a learning process for Leeds, certainly, that their goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper was very lucky not to be sent off. The goalkeeper jumped up to catch a ball. Souček had put him under tremendous pressure, but he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong at all. But he dropped the ball. The keeper dropped the ball, and then he started having a go at the referee. The referee booked him, but the referee booked him for talking crap, right? And as the referee booked him and he turns around, he carried on. He started swearing at the referee. I've got to be honest with you. If that had been me, I'd have turned around and said, look, mate, I've just booked you for gobbing off at me. I've turned around. You've called me a see you next Tuesday. You're off. It's as simple as that. I thought he was very, very lucky, but he'd lost it as well. He was all butterfingers by that point. Couldn't catch the ball. Just anyway, that's that. That's enough of all that. This is absolutely amazing. What's going on at West Ham at the moment? It really is. I'm just going to bring up the Premier League table because I haven't seen it. I need to have a little look at it. I don't even know the results from today. Look, I mean, we're in 7th place. We're in 7th place once again. The second season in a row. This is really weird. We got a plus goal difference again. This is unbelievable. This is so un-West Ham. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. The game against Man United, it has to be said. That being said, for all their histrionics, Man United, they're out of the cup. We're only 2 points behind them, and they're in 4th. And if you look at the league, even Man City have got 6 points. Sorry, they've got 13 points. We've got 11. I mean, it ain't bad, is it? We're 2, listen, we're 2 points behind Chelsea, 2 points behind Man U, 2 points behind Man City. Liverpool have yet to play. I mean, this is really, really good. A lot of teams would have lost that game today. And Leeds will beat a lot of teams playing that way. Let's just have a little sorry. Andrew, thank you very much indeed. He said, come on, you guys from Australia at 2 a.m. We spoke to Andrew in the build-up show. He's had a long old day at work. He's got sleep deprivation because he's following West Ham. So fair play to you, mate. Get yourself some kit, mate. Get yourself some kit. But he said, but thank you for the donation. They're Bowen massive today. Second game, he sprinted on both ends for all 90 minutes. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Protect him at all costs. I think it's absolutely amazing what Bowen is doing at the moment. He's showing energy levels that are above and beyond. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is how well West Ham are playing. We will all have our own favourites, because there's so many of them playing well. Is it Antonio? Is it Bowen? Is it Ben Rama? Who is it? I mean, unbelievable what we're seeing. Anyway, that's basically the end of the match review. Sorry, I've gone on a little bit about it, and but that is West Ham always look. That game that you've seen today, if you've been following West Ham for any more than 5 minutes, you will know that West Ham would have lost that game today. That we have a history of losing games like that. West Ham are not a team with the resilience to come back against that. To do what we've done, to beat United away in the cup, to come back off a defeat, then beat United away in the cup, to then go away in the league to Leeds. I think that's. I don't know. I've not seen enough of Leeds. But I would imagine they probably haven't played a lot better than they played in the first half of this season. I don't know. I don't know about how loud Elland Road has been, but it seemed like the Leeds fans were on fire today. It really did. That's a tough place to go. For us to show that resilience, to be outplayed, to go down, to go behind, and then to come back, having been a goal down and win, and not even look like it was in doubt. When it got there, those last 10 minutes didn't even look like it was in doubt. It was like a force of nature, like a hurricane, honestly. Winners, absolute winners, determined, character, just absolutely wonderful what you see from West Ham. And let's just, as Krishnan there, there you go. He says the game management was superb. It was. It really, really was, Krishnan. Absolutely superb. Away form is brilliant, including cup games. 4 drawn, 1 lost. 1 4, 1 drawn, none lost. Sorry, beg your pardon, matey. And we got 3 points in our only game in Europe. We got another European game coming out. I probably should have shut the stream down by now, but just while we're talking, this is definitely a new era for West Ham. Too long in relegation battles. You're right. We wouldn't have come back from. We wouldn't have done. Kev, we wouldn't have done, would we, mate? There's no doubt about that. We're witnessing something very, very special. And sorry, one more, and I'll keep closing it down. Don't fear anyone. It's weird, isn't it? We seem not to fear anyone. I don't know. I mean, this is a really, really interesting time. What that dressing room must be like now. I mean, look, firstly, the fans, what a great journey home for the fans. If you're on the coaches going back to Hornchurch or whatever, that's gonna be a right old journey. I wish I had one of those Star Trek teleporter things and just put me on that coach, because that's going to be a brilliant journey home. I mean, fantastic. Sorry. Did the 12, maybe one of our bets won, actually. Do you know what we're going to do? Myself and Jill will do a cup of tea in the week, and we'll have we'll announce whatever. We'll pick. I'll get my daughter to pick, so it's all fair and all the rest of it. She'll probably pick the person with the silliest name. I think someone's won the bet today. Not the super duper thousands and thousands bet, but I don't know. I might be wrong. Someone might have won the 170 quid from the chat today. That's me, old man. He said we would have come back at home. We wouldn't have come back. No, he's right. This is just all. He's rarely right, to be fair, but he is right on this one. Yes, I am sorry. I am waffling. I do understand. Oh, I like this. We are strong like Raynham steel. It's a good one, isn't it? Oh, wow. Listen, enjoy this. Enjoy this. We got a whole weekend to enjoy this as well. It's not like having our hearts broken on Sunday. So enjoy the rest of your weekends. I'll be doing more videos today. There's absolutely no doubt about it. You've got those. It's a Saturday. It's a match day. You've got fan cams and all sorts to enjoy, haven't you? Just enjoy all the reactions from all the West Ham fans on all the channels. Certainly, this is going to be this is the time to enjoy it. I'm going to go and do player ratings now. I might pop some up on the forum later. If not, I'll certainly do so tomorrow. Stick your hair up. It's a bit, it's gone a bit flabby because I washed it. I'm just pleased there's any there. As I say, it's clinging on for dear life. Do you know what, Fo? I'll tell you what, give me, what's the time now? I'll tell you what I'll do is do you know what? I'll do a live with Gonzo, 8 o'clock on the forum channel. How's that? 8 o'clock tonight, forum channel, live with Gonzo. It won't be just about AJ and Usyk. We'll just have a quick little chat and I'll do all the chat. All right. So if you're not subscribed, we've got 2 channels. This channel, and then the other one is it's called Hammers Chat West Ham Forum channel. I'll do a live show on that. We'll do lots of chat. We'll get all your comments in there. For now, enjoy. We'll talk about AJ and Usyk on that. Thanks everyone. Really love it. Love enjoying the reaction with you all. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll stop saying unbelievable. I sound like what's his name? Chris, come on.